right, today we are going to write fractions as sums. Yesterday, we did some things with adding and subtracting parts. Today, we're going to put some fractions into some addition problems. So let's read the problem here. Emilio cut a sandwich into 8 equal pieces and ate 1 piece. He has 7/8 of the sandwich left. Emilio put each remaining piece on a snack plate. How many snack plates did he use? What part of the sandwich did he put on each plate? So lots of different things going on in here. How many questions do we have? 2. So let's highlight those first. First one is how many snack plates did he use? And the second is what part of the sandwich did he put on each plate? So what information up here do I need to circle that I'm going to use in my problem? Brad?
7/8 of the sandwich is left.
So 7/8 left. So I'll just circle 7/8 and left. What else do I need? Cheyenne?
8 equal pieces and 8
So 8 equal pieces and 8 one piece. Okay, so it says each piece of the sandwich is 1/8 of the whole. 1/8, as we learned yesterday, is called a unit fraction because it tells the part of the whole that one piece represents. Remember we talked about how anytime you have a numerator of 1 in a fraction, it's called a unit fraction? This is one of those. A unit fraction always has that numerator of 1, so 1/8 of the whole will be your unit fraction. So take a look at the pictures. You see the sandwich over here on the right, as well as some of your fraction pieces. Okay? As you can see, they're using the 1 as a guide. Now, yesterday, some of you tried to use the 1 as part of the fraction. It's just there to show you what the whole looks like. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're not saying this is 1 and 7/8. This is just the 7/8 that he ate. Is everybody following that? So you can see that they have the 7/8 here that is left. Same thing over here. He only ate 1/8, so you can see that this piece is gone. See how you have 2 models. Okay, so now what we're going to do is to write 7/8 as a sum of unit fractions. So what's the unit fraction in eighths? The 1/8 that it just told you, right? So that means we're going to do that how many times to get 7/8? 7 times. So we're going to write 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. 7 different times. The number of addends represents the number of plates that are being used. So every time you wrote it, that's 1 plate. 1/8 is going on this plate. Another 1/8 is going on another plate. You see how this is working?
Yes.
So the unit fractions represent the part of the sandwich that's on each plate. So that means Emilio used how many plates? 7. And he put how much of the sandwich on each plate? 1/8. So this is how, if it says to write 7/8 as a sum of unit fractions, you know you're going to have addition and you're going to use the unit fraction in whatever fraction you're in. If you're in 6, what's my unit fraction going to be? 1/6. If I'm in 10, what's my unit fraction going to be? 1/10. See how it's working for unit fractions? Okay, so let's answer a question here at the bottom. What if Emilio ate 3 pieces of the sandwich instead of 1 piece? How many snack plates would he need? And what part of the sandwich would be on each plate? So here's your questions again, same questions. How many snack plates would he need? And what part of the sandwich would be on each plate? What are my numbers I'm using this time? Kenzie, what numbers am I using this time?
3 pieces.
3 pieces. Okay, what else? Still talking to you.
8 equal parts.
Still have to use the 8 equal parts that we had before, right? It didn't change that on us. Okay? So that's going to come from above. So we can't really circle that because it's already circled up top, right? Okay? me what this equation would look like down here? If I was using this for my now 3 pieces of the sandwich have been eaten, think about what's going to be left so I know how many of those unit fractions I'm going to make and what's it going to look like.
There's gonna be 5 unit fractions.
Okay, so you're going to have 5/8 that's here. So let's go ahead and write 5/8. And then it has the equal sign. So I'm going to do how many of the unit fractions? 5 of them. So 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 5 times. Make sure you count them as you're going. So to answer the questions, we kind of did that already, but how many plates is he going to need? 5 plates. With what on them? 1/8 of the sandwich. So it was the same thing we had just done, but then we knew he ate 3 pieces instead of just 1. So there wasn't going to be as many left for with the plates. Not as many plates when you don't have as much sandwich left. That's kind of a crazy looking vibe. When you have that written, go ahead and turn. Alright, that was one example. We're going to do example number 2 next. This is to write a fraction as a sum. So this one's not going to use unit fractions. Kevin and Olivia are going to share a whole pizza. The pizza is cut into 6 equal slices. They will put the slices on 2 separate dishes. What part of the whole pizza could be on each dish? So, read me my question please out loud.
What part of the whole pizza could be on each dish?
Thank you. And Elena, can you tell me what numbers I'm going to need to use here? 6 slices. What else? Please remember that just because it is not written out in digits, that sometimes it is needed, it is still in words. So Aiden, what's the other numbers I need?
Kevin and Olivia will share a whole pizza.
So a whole could be important to you, yes, but there's still something else we're missing. Cheyenne?
2
2
separate.
separate dishes. So you guys are used to seeing the digits written out for you. Sometimes they're going to write them out in words. You need to make sure you read it carefully. So it says to shade the models to show 3 different ways that Kevin and Olivia could share the pizza. You're going to write an equation for each one of them. So there's not only one way that they could share this pizza. That's what they're trying to get you to understand. So take a look at their models they have drawn for you. Now they're not complete, right? They did draw the whole. Yes? How many pieces are there? 6. So what do you see inside each piece? 1/6. So we need to figure out how can I divide this up where it is taking the whole pizza, but 2 people are sharing it. So who can tell me one way that would work here? Get it in?
Going straight down.
Okay, but tell me how many pieces the first person's going to get, and tell me how many pieces the second one's get. They're already divided up for you. So how many do you want to give to the first person?
3 sixths.
So 3 pieces. Okay, so we're going to shade 3 pieces then here. So he says that that's going to be 3/6. What is 3/6 also? 1/2. So we probably should put the or 1/2. We need to remember that when I have a number as a numerator and it doubles as a denominator, it is always going to be a half. So what does that mean that I have on the other side then to complete the pizza? The 3/6 again. So this means they are going to have an equal amount. Each person is getting 3/6 or 1/2 of the pizza. So whatever you choose, when you add them together, they have to equal what? 6/6 or
1 whole.
a whole. 6/6 is a whole. We know we're sharing a whole pizza, so we need to make sure that it equals 1. Okay, so who thinks they can do a different way? Can't use 3 and 3. Chase, what other way can we do? What do I want to give the first person this time? Think of this as being you and me. How many are you going to take?
3.
Can't have 3 because we've already done that. If you take 3, this person's going to get 3 and still going to be the same thing. We have to do something different. So pick a different number.
4.
Okay, so we're going to shade 4. So what part or fraction of the pizza is 4 pieces? Chase?
4/6.
4/6. What is 4/6? If I want to put it in simplest form, what does it become?
2/3.
2/3. See how we're looking to make sure we get the simplest form? So what does that leave the other person for pizza? How many slices? 2. This person took 4, so this person can only have 2, and that's going to give us a fraction of 2/6 or 1/3. I just want you to be aware of fractions that are not in simplest form. Okay? Anytime I can divide the top number and the bottom number by the same number, for instance 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes you can even use higher numbers than that. Okay? Third way. We did 3 and 3 and 4 and 2. What else can we do? Logan?
5 and 1.
Okay, so 5 on the left. Which makes a total of
5/6.
5/6. 1 on the right gives me a total of,
1/6.
and no need to simplify here, correct? I like this math talk question. I want you to read it to yourself for a second while you're waiting on everybody to get that written. It says, if there were 8 dishes, could 1/6 of the whole pizza be on each dish? If I have 8 dishes, or 8 plates, or whatever you want to talk about, could I put 1/6 of the whole pizza on each one?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
You just have.
On each one, everyone would have something?
No.
Uh-huh. How many would have something?
6.
What would the other 2 get?
Nothing.
Nothing. So is this possible?
No.
No. When you have 8 dishes, you cannot possibly put 1/6 on each one. You could put it on 6 of them, but that's not what it asked. It asked if you could put them on each one. So 2 of them would not have anything. Okay?
Cut them up.
Right, but that's not what it's telling you. It wants to know if 1/6 would go. Okay? All right, let's look at the what if question here at the bottom. What if 3 friends share the pizza and they put the pizza slices on 3 separate dishes? So you did 2, we're going to do 3. What part of the pizza could be on each dish? And you want to write equations to support your answer. So instead of having 2 people, we now have 3 people. Okay? So, does somebody think they can come up with one way that that will work? There's more than one, obviously. Elena? So 2, 2, and 2, correct? So let's just do the equation for that. So tell me the fractions, please. If it's 2 pieces, what's my fraction?